I'd like to call public session to order. I'd ask if you have anything to say, step up to the microphone, state your name and address, keep your comments to 5 minutes or less. Nobody has signed up. Would anybody like to speak? Seeing none, I'll adjourn public session and the regular meeting starts at 7:30. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Will you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will clerk please call the roll?
His Honor the Mayor.
Here.
Councilor McBrady.
Here.
Councilor DeMasi.
Here.
Councilor Hill.
Here.
Councilor Wilmot.
Here.
Councilor Gosick.
Here.
Councilor Tesorio.
Here.
Councilor Cordino.
Here.
All present.
Thank you. I have nothing under the mayor's report. Any councilors have anything to add under the mayor's report? Seeing none, I will deliver my 2019 city budget message. The proposed fiscal year 2019 operating budget budget for the City of Oswego, New York is hereby submitted to the Common Council's consideration. This budget is the third budget I've constructed since taking office. We've implemented and followed a strategic return on investment driven strategy, a complete contradiction to the strategy used by our predecessors. Previously, city government felt it could penny pinch its way to prosperity and worked to implement this strategy by neglecting city streets, sidewalks, and infrastructure, not poorly maintaining city buildings, irresponsibly ignoring the need to replace or adequately repair city equipment, and not adequately allocating resources in the areas that need it most, like our neighborhoods and essential daily city services that improve the quality of life for city residents. Our strategy simply suggests that if you invest money in the right areas and consider what the return of that investment may be, not just improving the community and initiating progression, in time the financial position of the city will improve, and simultaneously the investments will help attract new residents and retain current residents. Since 2016, this administration is focused on enhancing our parks, our neighborhoods, our streets, and public amenities. We've worked to improve our services at the Department of Public Works by updating, replacing, and repairing department equipment that not only provides our employees with safe working conditions, but also allows us to offer higher quality neighborhood services to our residents. This strategy better position the City of Oswego in every way, so much so that other central New York municipalities are noticing what is happening in the Oswego community. Happen. At the same time, we've had to make several extremely difficult decisions. The city operates on $1.5 million less than it did the day I took office, largely due to significant but necessary personnel layoffs, comprised of a reduction of 19 employees in 2017 and 8 employees in 2018. We've implemented innovative ideas and changes, most apparent in the Department of Public Works. The addition of a night shift and new techniques in snow removal and road treatment may not always sit well with our employees. It's a large contributor to our overall cost reduction. All three major Oswego City departments, including the Department of Public Works, Oswego Fire Department, and Oswego Police Department, reduced their amount of overtime over the last 2 years, with the most substantial savings in the Department of Public Works, reducing overtime from $375,000 in 2015 to $242,000 in 2016 to $169,000 in 2017, a difference of $206,000 total. By the way, as of July 31st, 2018, DPW overtime for the year is trending extremely low at $91,000. This trend and these savings, in addition to the modern and major improvements made to the DPW, is a to Commissioner Tom Kell, the employees of the DPW who embrace these positive changes and work to offer better services citywide at a cheaper price to our taxpayers. The total overall budget citywide since I took office has been reduced by 30%, approximately $370,000, and I expect that number to be even greater at the end of this year. At the same time, it's not just annual dollar figure payout in overtime that has changed. The actual numbers of hours worked on overtime has significantly dropped. The Oswego Fire Department in 2015 worked 11,243 hours on overtime. 2016, 6,929 hours of overtime. 2017, 6,196 hours in overtime. And so far, in the middle of August of this year, 2,732 hours of overtime. The Oswego Police Department, in 2015, 12,316 hours of overtime. In 2016, 8,679 hours. 2017, 8,200 hours, and so far in 2018, 4,700 hours. The reduction in hours is an indication that we are not just reassigning overtime to our younger employees who, by contract, earn less money per hour on overtime. The reduction in actual numbers of hours of overtime worked annually indicates our departments, under the leadership of Fire Chief Randy Griffin and Police Chief Tori DeCare, are operating more effectively and efficiently than ever before without negatively affecting the quality of services to our constituents. In 2016, I took office and inherited expiring contracts with many city labor unions. We prudently negotiated contracts and successfully eliminated the health care waiver. Believe it or not, city employees who opted not to take the city health coverage received up to a 50% payout of the value of the coverage anyway. Through negotiations, we eliminated what is known as the health care waiver and replaced it with a flat 3% stipend, saving the city $332,000 in savings the first year alone. Local government officials often blame personnel costs and legacy costs for tax increases and financial struggles, and that is a fair assertion. But few municipalities actually get creative and negotiate acceptable terms to address and reduce those costs. I'm proud to have negotiated the elimination of the health waiver with all city unions we've negotiated this far. And looking ahead in 2019, we will maintain our momentum and continue making progress by constructing a budget that sticks to the same strategy with our focus on the same vision. Our $2.6 million investment in DPW vehicles and equipment over 2 years brings our standard of equipment to a sufficient level and gives our employees the tools they need to do their job, meeting the standards Oswego residents deserve. But we still need to focus and invest in our municipal buildings. That's why my 2019 budget allocates $250,000 to repair city buildings, including replacing the City Hall elevator. I'd also like to invest in a $70,000 mowing arm so we can maintain our recent park improvements like Harbor Trail, the Wrights Landing Marina, and the new Oswego Dog Park. We've also made remarkable strides with our wastewater facilities in 2 years. The mandated work on the consent decree sewer separation project has continued by finishing Phase 2 last fall, ahead of schedule and $100,000 under budget, in addition to netting $5 million in state grant money to fund the required projects, offset costs, and prevent rate increases. We've negotiated new contracts and added new users to generate additional revenue to help fund long overdue and necessary improvements to both wastewater treatment plants. In 2 years, thanks to the superb management of Camden Group, we've transformed the operation of our facilities and strategically invested $3 million to upgrade our facilities after 3 decades of neglect and deferred maintenance. My budget allocates another $340,000 investment into our facilities, but actually lowers the operations budget by $63,000, allowing us to hold rates steady for the foreseeable future. I've included in this budget $50,000 in the addition of 1 employee to the technology department to focus on the recent technological issues constantly plaguing city government. City government's email is inadequate, our phone system is obsolete, we are at the risk of cybersecurity hacks, and a study currently being conducted is going to outline specifically what our problems are and how to address them. This $50,000 set-aside gives us the resources to address the issues, and an additional person in our department allows the city to stay ahead of problems in the future. I've also allocated an additional $20,000 in our events budget, increasing the budget from $40,000 to $60,000. The reason for this increase is to focus on our successful summer concert series. In addition to the concert series, next year we will have the Market Street Pocket Park completed. I'd like to fund occasional small concerts and other forms of entertainment in the Pocket Park to capitalize and utilize our new space. And this increase ensures we continue our traditional events like the Independence Day Parade and festivities, the Christmas tree lighting event, Farmers Market, and Project Bloom. And the final highlight of this budget is a $15,000 allocation to the City of Oswego Section 8 Rental Assistance Program. In 2017, we overhauled our rental assistance priority ranking and emphasized a workforce development component within our program criteria. We restructured our priority ranking system to first assist those actively looking for employment, those who have part-time employment, or those going through a vocational training program. This change transforms the City of Oswego Section 8 program from being a government-subsidized handout program to a more helpful, meaningful hand-up program. This approach will help those in this community who truly need it, who are trying their best and wake up every day to go to work, care for their children, and working to improve their overall situation and working towards self-sufficiency. At the same time, I believe the priority list to help those who are actively looking for work or going. We must also make resources available to help them search and land that job. This $15,000 allocation will create a workforce development center in our Section 8 office, funding computers, a workstation, resume preparation sessions, mock job interview sessions, and other job preparation and skills training lessons to help those on our program be successful in obtaining and retaining a job. After our annual review this month and with the addition of this Workforce Development Center, I truly believe we've made the changes to reform our rental assistance program, and it now has the capability to help those in this community who truly need it most in the perception of our local program. Serving it we go. This budget, broken down by category, is 52% personnel costs, 14% fringe benefits, 24% contractual obligations, and 4% equipment costs. In summary, the City of Oswego operating budget for 2019 is $46,052,604, resulting in a 2.11% decrease of the tax rate with no use of the city reserve fund balance. This tax reduction is the first time city residents will receive a tax reduction in 20 years, and the last time a tax reduction was issued, in 1999, over $2.8 million of the fund balance was used to offset and balance that budget. To add more historical context, between 1998 to 2003, between $1.3 and $3 million was used annually to balance the budget. You actually have to go back to at least 1969 to find a balance that reduces the tax rate and does not use the fund balance to do it. And the only reason I'm using the year 1969 is because that's the earliest budget we have on file in the City Chamberlain's office. The fact that we can actually lower the tax rate for city residents is a true testament to the hard work and commitment of all city department heads. I'd like to specifically point out Deb Code, who not only helps me with every budget every year, but is the financial monitor of the city each and every day. And I could not construct this budget without her help. It would not be possible without the cooperation and support of all my department heads who support my overall vision for city government. I must take this opportunity to emphasize that every decision, every initiative, and every calculation made by each department head in the last 2 years has been made with the intention to get to this moment in time and in a position to actually put our residents' tax money back where it belongs, in their pocket. 2 years is not a long time to reverse the course of an underperforming local government, to reduce overtime so quickly, to invest in infrastructure so heavily, to completely, in every way, change the direction of this short amount of time is hard to replicate and could not have been accomplished without the complete cooperation, dedication, and commitment shown by every department head, and I cannot express how much I appreciate their support and efforts. Also thank the 2016-17 Common Council, along with the 2018-19 Oswego Common Council. During last year's campaign silly season, we heard political, nonsensical rhetoric put forth insinuating the Common Council should oppose the mayor more often or not give the administration. That sort of mentality and attitude is appropriate when money's being wasted and city government has no strategy, direction, or leadership. And it takes true leaders and decent people who truly want only what is best for our community to endure that sort of rhetoric and still do the right thing. Doing the right thing, as difficult as it may have been for the common councilors on both sides of the political aisle, has gotten us to this point. Just as my department heads have known what the overall goal is, both common councils that I've had the privilege to work with understood our goals and put politics aside to reach those goals. It would have been easy and maybe politically convenient for any of the 12 councilors I've worked with to stand up and oppose me just for the sake of opposing me, or in an attempt to stop progress. I'm fortunate they did not do that. They saw the bigger picture, truly want the best for this community, put politics aside, and work cooperatively to move this city forward and make Oswego a better place for all to live, work, and play. The decision is now in the hands of the Oswego Common Council whether to accept this proposed budget or to amend it by resolution. Any amendments made by the Common Council by resolution to increase or decrease appropriations will affect the proposed tax rate. If any increase in the tax levy equals 5% or more, the amended budget must be presented to a public referendum in November per local law. Should the amended budget be voted down in the November election, my proposed budget will become, by default, the 2019 operating budget. So it is now that I, William J. Barlow Jr., as Mayor of the City of Oswego, submit the proposed City of Oswego 2019 operating budget for consideration. In summary, my budget maintains the appropriate amount of investment into our municipal buildings, city equipment, and public amenities. It is designed to continue improving our parks, offer current city services with the same level of quality, and reduces the cost of those services. This budget continues to move our community forward, sustaining our current rate of progress while appropriately preparing us to face the remaining challenges ahead. In closing, I recently stumbled upon a news article by WRVO published on January 13, 2016, titled, "New Oswego Mayor Faces Several Financial Crises." In the article, a former common councilor described as not being so optimistic about our community's future said, and I quote, "There's so many fires to put out. People are doing triage to try and fix what few things they can fix because the problem is so great and there's no clear solution," end quote. Another former city official who had just left office in the same article was referring to my age when he said, quote, "I think young people bring an energy, enthusiasm, and a new perspective. I also think they may not have some of the life experience that you're going to need every now and then, but he's going to get a lot of life experience in the next 4 years," end quote. The life experience I've personally gained in the last 2 years has been an experience proving to me that when this community has its backs against the wall in the worst of times, we pull together, put the right people in the right places, we do what is best for the greater good, and we accomplish what some may have once considered impossible. Thank you. Councilor Corradino. And Councilor Corradino, you have an announcement regarding the...
Thank you, Mayor. The Budget Committee recently met and has decided to set the dates for the public review meetings for the 2019 operating budget. We've set Wednesday, August 2nd, Thursday, August 23rd, and Friday, August 24th, if needed. The meetings will start at 5 o'clock here in the council chambers. And looking forward to a time where we can all come together and discuss this cooperatively and see what we can come up with. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Thank you. Any other comments from the council? Seeing none, will clerk please call Resolution 276.
Approved minutes, Common Council meeting held July 23, 2018.
Councilor Hill, Councilor Tesorario. Any? Clerk please call the roll.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor Gosick.
Yes.
Councilor Tesorario.
Yes.
Councilor Cordino.
Yes.
Councilor McBrearty.
Yes.
Councilor Gamasi.
Yes.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Will clerk please call Resolution 277.
Appoint Commissioner of Deeds.
Councilor Corradino, Councilor Hill. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Resolution passes
Will
7-0.
clerk please call Resolution 278?
Approve use of public space, John Josh, owner of commercial property located at 156 West 2nd Street, in order to install an awning.
Counselor, who's it? Hill, is that your word? Counselor Hill? Counselor Tesario. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Resolution passes
Will
7-0.
clerk please call Resolution 279?
Approve use of public space, Robert McGrath, owner of commercial property located at 124 West 2nd Street, in order to install a projecting sign.
Counselor Hill. Counselor Gosick. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Resolution passes
Will
7-0.
clerk please call Resolution 280?
Approve use of public space, Jerry Millar, in order to host the annual Porch Fest event.
Counselor McBrady. Counselor DeMassey. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Will clerk please call Resolution 281?
Approve use of public space at Breakback Park, Madison Klein, representative of Alpha Epsilon Phi, in order to host a AE festival on Saturday, September 22nd, 2018.
Counselor McBrady. Counselor Cordino. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Will clerk please call Resolution 282?
Approve use of public space at Franklin Square Park, Joanna Gofflin, in order to host a party in the park event on Saturday, September 15th, 2018.
Counselor McBrady. Counselor Gosick. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call Resolution 283.
Approve use of public space, Nathan Beasley, chapter captain of Team Red, White, and Blue, in order to host the annual 9/11 Remembrance Run on Sunday, September 9th, 2018.
Counselor Tesario. Counselor Hill. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call Resolution 284.
Approve use of public space, Oswego City County Youth Bureau, in order to host a Kids Chalk Day on Saturday, August 18th, 2018.
Counselor Gosick. Counselor Cordino. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Resolution passes
Will
7-0.
clerk please call Resolution 285?
Approve use of public space, John Fitzgibbons, in order to host a block party on Saturday, September 8th, 2018.
Counselor Wilmot. Counselor DeMassey. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call Resolution 286.
Accept donation of a memorial bench in memory of Tracy Jane Atkins.
Counselor Hill. Counselor DeMassey. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Will clerk please call Resolution 287?
Accept donation of a memorial bench in memory of Richard Hibbert.
Counselor Wilmot. Counselor Gosick. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call Resolution 288.
Accept monetary donation for use at the pickleball courts.
Counselor Cordino. Counselor McBrady. Any comments? Counselor Cordino.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to point out that a year and a half ago, we invested a small amount of money in those pickleball courts, and we took a dilapidated, underused tennis court and created 4 pickleball courts. And since it's in my ward and it's on the way home, I go by it often. And I'd have to say that it's probably one of the busiest parks in the city. I don't go by the basketball courts down at Breitbeck, but I'd say this is right up there as far as being used quite a bit. So this donation is from, I believe, somebody who plays pickleball, and the courts are being used by people that are over 40, 50, 60 years old, and also by youngsters as well. So it truly is a community park that's being used. I certainly want to thank Mayor Barlow for his support right from the get-go when we discussed this probably 2.5 years ago. He saw an opportunity to reinvigorate one of our parks, Shapiro Park, and this has gone a long way to doing that. So with his support, we got this done, and also, not to mention the DPW, who did a lot of work last year to get this to this point. But I fully support this, and I hope everybody else will. Thank you.
Comments? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Wilmot?
Yes.
Counselor Gosick?
Yes.
Counselor Tesorio?
Yes.
Counselor Cordino?
Yes.
Counselor McBrady?
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey?
Yes.
Counselor Hill?
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Will clerk please call Resolution 289?
Approve solid waste license for the year 2018.
Counselor Tesorio, Counselor DeMassey. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Wilmot?
Yes.
Counselor Gosick?
Yes.
Counselor Tesorio?
Yes.
Counselor Cordino?
Yes.
Counselor McBrady?
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey?
Yes.
Counselor Hill?
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call Resolution 290.
Approve sale of property located at 326 East 9th Street.
Counselor E. Counselor. Any comments? Clerk.
Counselor Wilmot?
Yes.
Counselor Gosick?
Yes.
Counselor Tesorio?
Yes.
Counselor Cordino?
Yes.
Counselor McBrady?
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey?
Yes.
Counselor Hill?
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Will clerk please call Resolution 291?
Accept bids submitted by P.S. Bruckle Incorporated for the Oswego West Pierhead Lighthouse and further authorize the City Chamberlain to complete a budget amendment to pay for same.
Counselor Gozick, Counselor Cordino. This is the final step to finally get the exterior of the lighthouse painted. All told, it's $225,600. $175,000 of that is grant money. The city share is approximately $48,000. They were obviously the lowest bid. It's the bid that we put out. And as of today, well, we talked to the company late last week. They plan to have it painted and completed by winter. And they could start as soon as 2 weeks from Friday. Any other comments? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Wilmot?
Yes.
Counselor Gosick?
Yes.
Counselor Tesorio?
Yes.
Counselor Cordino?
Yes.
Counselor McBrady?
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey?
Yes.
Counselor Hill?
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Will clerk please call Resolution 292?
Approve transfer of funds from the enterprise contingent account to the sanitary sewers contracted services account for sewer connections along Route 104.
Counselor Cordino, Counselor DeMassey. I missed the discussion last week, but it was well covered about the situation. In short, there was a call made by somebody in the area about sewage backed up in the backyard of one of these properties. So the DEC came and inspected the situation and found that there was indeed sewage backed up in the backyard of one of these properties. And after their investigation, they found that the city sewer lines to this property, it's a mix between the city line and the private line, was connected to a sewer system that discharged raw sewage into a stream that runs behind these homes, and the stream runs down through underneath 104 and actually discharges into the Oswego Harbor. This really isn't any different than the citywide consent decree and consent order we face, and as I've said many, many times before, in 2018 you cannot discharge raw sewage into our fresh water continuously. So the DEC has ordered us to take these lines off so that they are these 4 properties into that stream, which runs into Lake Ontario inside our harbor. The debate is who pays for the work. Is the property owner responsible, or is the city responsible? It's been done according to the consultant we work with, CH2M. We're working with them on the east side because of our DEC-issued consent order with some of our east side wastewater issues. There is the same situation that occurs. It's called Harbor Brook, and it's a stream on the east side where sewage is discharging into the brook, I guess, and runs into the lake. So according to our consultant, it's been done several different ways. However, I'm recommending that the city covers this cost because the folks living in the homes now, or the folks that own the home, approximately, not that it matters, but approximately 3 of the homes are rentals, 1 is actually owner-occupied. They would have had no idea where the property was tied into. And I don't believe it's the property owner's fault that their home was improperly tied into a freshwater stream that runs into a Great Lake. I think it was probably the city's responsibility to either make sure they were tied in where they should have been tied in, which is the line that runs along 104 where everyone else is tied in, or they should have caught the mistake and fixed it way back when without the DEC having to come in and tell us, simply because it's the right thing to do. But in my opinion, to sit there and all of a sudden somebody who's living in the home or a property owner who owns one of those homes to just be sitting there, get their mail one day, get a letter from the city saying, hey, you know, you can't be hooked up where you were. We don't, you know, if they certainly didn't hook it up themselves, and if they did, it was probably recommended by the city where to hook up. I just don't think you can clearly say to somebody who owns that property, you're hooked up, we hooked you up in the wrong spot, you have to come off and go hook over there, and by the way, it's going to cost you $4,000, sorry. So I don't think that's the right thing to do. Now the catch is, if we approve this for these 4 homes, I think by default we are also agreeing to, we're still investigating, but we're also agreeing to do the same on the east side for the approximately 20 to 25 homes where this is the same situation along Harbor Brook. But it doesn't change. The city advised them or either directly connected them to hook up where they're connected to. So to sit there and tell those homeowners that, sorry, 20, 30, 40 years ago, we were incorrect and you shouldn't be hooked up there, so if you don't mind, take $5,000 and run it to the hook is the wrong thing to do. I don't think the property owner did anything wrong. And it's unfortunately, it's the city's mistake that happened decades ago that has come back to haunt us, like many other mistakes the city made, and we must pay for it. But to pass the buck on carelessly to the residents who are 100% innocent just doesn't make any sense. So this $25,000 goes off the estimate of each property costing about $4,000, and we plan to hire a contractor to do this, so this may not be the last time you see this, but we don't want to take DPW resources to do it in-house. We've already set the lateral there, which was labor-intensive as it was. So I would encourage the support for this resolution. Any comments from the council? See none, clerk.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor Gosick.
Yes.
Councilor Tesorio.
Yes.
Councilor Cordino.
Yes.
Councilor McBrearty.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Councilor Hill.
Abstain.
Resolution passes 601.
Will clerk please call resolution 293?
Waive rules of the Common Council to present resolutions number 294 through 300 from the floor without committee consideration.
Councilor Tesorio, Councilor Hill. Two of these first 2 resolutions are budget related, to set the public hearing and the vote from 2 weeks from tonight. The other one is to, just in case anything crazy happens, is to plan to exceed the limit of statutes in general municipal law authorizing property tax levy. Clerk, any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor Gosick.
Yes.
Councilor Tesorio.
Yes.
Councilor Cordino.
Yes.
Councilor McBrearty.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call resolution 294.
Authorize public hearing, proposed local law number 5 of the year 2018, a local law authorizing a property tax levy in excess of the limit established in General Municipal Law 3C.
Councilor Cordino, Councilor DeMassey. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Will clerk please call Resolution 295?
Authorize public hearing regarding proposed 2019 city operating budget.
Councilor DeMassey, Councilor Tesario. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Will clerk please call Resolution 296?
Authorize mayor to enter into agreement with Colasino Industries Incorporated for the installation, maintenance, and service work for the SCADA system at the wastewater treatment facilities.
Councilor Cordino, Councilor McBrady. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Will clerk please call Resolution 297?
Motion to rescind resolution number 187 dated May 29th, 2018.
Councilor McBrady, Councilor DeMassey. Any comments? It's related to the Oswego Pride Parade. Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call Resolution 298.
Approve use of public space, the Oswego Pride Parade and Festival, to use the Veterans Stage in Oswego Riverwalk West for their annual festival on Saturday, September 15th, 2018.
Councilor McBrady, Councilor Gosick. This is correcting the mistake made in the resolution we just rescinded. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Resolution passes
Will
7-0.
clerk please call Resolution 299?
Approve attendance at the Hazardous Materials Technician Training to be held August 20th through 24th, 2018 in Montour Falls, New York. Request of Randall B. Griffin, Fire Chief.
Councilor Gosick, Councilor Tesario. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Resolution passes
Will
7-0.
clerk please call Resolution 300?
Authorize mayor to execute all documents necessary for the submission and administration of funding application for the Oswego Historic Park Trail.
Councilor DeMatt, Councilor Tesario. This is just a resolution to allow us to apply for a grant application. This grant, this is last minute because the opportunity to apply was brought to us by Paul Lear from Fort Ontario last week. And the plan is to, we had a engineer draw up some drawings. It's a grant opportunity through the DOT for a trail project. So Paul told us his desire to continue the sidewalk trail and the trail that runs through Fort Ontario now. And we see an opportunity there to actually tie in the Fort Ontario State Park into the east side linear river walk, which goes up to really connects behind the Ed Center to the old pedestrian train bridge and the tunnel. Also, we still have that trail that actually runs through the former Price Chopper site. Now is going to be developed by Oswego Health, but they intend to leave that trail and actually enhance that trail. So this seems to be a project that makes sense, that connects the old pedestrian bridge to the train tunnel to the Price Chopper trail to Fort Ontario, which could then loop around or go the other way, I suppose, and tie in to the East Linear River Walk, which loops back. I'd also point out that it's actually one large trail. With the improvements we're making at Harbor Trail, that's actually where the trail begins at the end of Liberty Street. And if you follow Harbor Trail, it goes around the bottom of Brightbeck Park, which looks beautiful, and we're going to have a ribbon cutting next week, and I encourage everybody to attend. It cuts through the marina and starts at the west side by the Cahill Building, goes up and actually connects to the pedestrian tunnel where, how should I refer to this intersection? The Big M currently is, and then the pedestrian bridge goes across the river. So this seems like a worthwhile project. I'm glad it was brought to our attention. Overall, we had the project scoped on what our vision is. It's about a $482,000 total cost project. The grant we're applying for is an 80-20 match. 80% is the grant, 20% is the local share. That would make the city match $96,493. The application is due on Thursday, so I have to try to get a meeting together with the city, the fort, the port, and everybody else. So we will work hard to get this submission in. Any comments? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesorio.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Any unfinished business to come before the council? Counselor Corradino.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to thank and recognize several individuals and groups. This past weekend, the 6th Annual Dragon Boat Festival took place at Brightback Park, in beautiful, renovated Brightback Park. And Trish Levine and Carrie Webb of the YMCA did a lot of heavy lifting to get that festival going. We had the city event tent there, and Councilors Wilmot and Tesorario manned the booth, as well as Maggie and Bruce Holman. So I'd like to thank them as well. I did want to share one quick story. There was a team from Buffalo of women. I believe they were called Hope Chest Dragon Boat Team from Buffalo, and they happened to be sitting right next to the event tent, and a number of us got a chance to talk to them, but they couldn't stop commenting and complimenting the city. They said that they had stayed overnight. They had come in Friday night, and they stayed overnight, and they walked downtown, and people were coming up to them because like they were lost, and they were giving them directions and giving them advice. And Friday at 4:30, a handful of them came into City Hall, came into the rotunda downstairs, only because it looked like a pretty old building they wanted to see. Well, one of the employees here at City Hall was walking through the lobby and asked them what they were doing, and they commented that they were here for the dragon boats, and that they were interested in seeing the building. So that employee was Trust McDade, and she was nice enough to give them a quick tour on a busy Friday, because I was here also Friday, and I know she had a lot of work to do, but she gave them a quick tour, gave them some pins, sent them on their way, and again, when I saw them Saturday morning, they couldn't say enough nice things about our community. These people, there was, I think, 40 of them, took a lot of information from our booth. They said they're only 2.5 hours away, and they would be back again. So I think that right there supports what the mayor is doing and supporting in our promotion of the city and enhancing our parks, because they thought it was a wonderful city, nice walking community, visited a number of the parks, Fort Ontario. So I think we're on the right track to attract visitors and to make our city a great place to live, work, and visit. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Any business to come before the council? Take a motion to adjourn. Councilor Hill, Councilor Tesorario. Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesorario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Meeting is adjourned.